Hello, YouTube. And I'm gonna just say real quick, it's like 1 minute and 48 seconds is the average views my content gets, right? Now, that being said, we got a mire of shit here. Cattle been out here. So, now, for me, I'm not like a content creator doing the dancing monkey routine or the AI slop thing. I'm not trying to win anybody over. Holy fuck, this is a mess. But it is a little disappointing. I think YouTube has become kind of a waste of time. I think at best I can use this as sort of a vlog. YouTube its original idea was broadcast yourself, right? So I find it kind of telling. And by the way, this doesn't go for those of you who have commented on some of my videos and talked to me and give me some of your wisdom and a little bit of an exchange. To give you a quick backstory, if you're still with me, if your goldfish-like brain hasn't swiped away already. I originally started doing these videos kind of talk about things I got a little bit of interest in, but also something for posterity, for my kids maybe, grandkids, or know my opinion about something, or maybe just see family friends like our pets. So that's kind of why I started doing this. Now, that being said, I'm not doing this for money or for clout or fame or none of that nonsense. By the way, take a look at this little dude out here. See him? He's a little husky. Let's see if I can zoom in. Let me see. See if I can, maybe. Come on, camera. Come on. It's not doing it. Piece of shit. There it is. There it is. Little guy here. He's a miniature. He's a miniature husky. My neighbor's dog. I call him Little Man. Now, unfortunately for him, got my daughter out here with me. Fortunately for him, he looks like a coyote at a distance. And in fact, this morning, a couple coyotes were harassing him. So my dogs came to his aid and rescue and chased off the coyotes. Lily, our little pit bull mix, she's a machine. So, anyway, getting back to my point here. And maybe there's a lot of reasons why people don't last on my videos. Of course, I don't do this super duper fancy videos. I keep it very, very basic. I like conversation. And maybe I go off point like I just did with the dogs. However, 1 minute 48 seconds is not enough time to even remotely know what the fuck I'm talking about. So if you watch one of my videos for 1 minute 48 seconds and you move on, you have no fucking clue what my points were. Most of the time you don't even know what my subject is. Now maybe I should have a fancy hook to get your attention. That's not what I'm about. I would rather have a good conversation with people who have deep thoughts. But you know, Tik Tok Brain is a real condition. I saw it in the public education system. I see it with adults. I should not be surprised that most people are fucking morons, and that includes most of you. That some people cannot hold a conversation, that cannot hold a rational thought, that cannot compare nor contrast their thoughts, their current feelings, current situation. They can't compare themselves in the long line of history and antiquity and what have you. And there's looks like a drone there floating out. Yeah. Anyway, they cannot hold attention on attention alone. So most of you are probably gone by now. So it doesn't really matter. And of course, I think maybe the subjects I talk about are controversial. clearly YouTube is not really letting you broadcast yourself. That is not what they're really about. Truthfully, they have censorship, and you can use only certain words. In other words, you cannot. There's definitely channel suppression. That definitely exists. So sometimes I think I need to just go to a different platform, more favorable to free speech, free expression. If I want to leave something of a vlog, perhaps for posterity, like I said before. So yeah, I think, I guess it's a little disheartening, not because my channel's not getting views, because I'm not getting good feedback or conversations that I actually crave. Hear people's insights, compare stories, knowledge. People are looking to be entertained, not educated. They're looking to be entertained instead of, examining their own life and maybe contributing something. So, yeah. So, I'm probably still going to record shit. I don't know why. It's fun. There's something about it that is entertaining. I'm sitting here following my dogs. And this video does not have to get a single view from some of you empty-headed assholes. It doesn't have to get a single view. And by the way, I'm not directing these insults at any of you who have commented in the past or talked, even criticized in the past. It's not for you. It's for the Tik Tok Brain. It's for the insatiable appetite for swiping. I saw this toddler who was raised on technology sitting in the back of a car. I saw this video. He didn't have any phones. He held his hands in a position where he was swiping right with an invisible phone. That's how bad this has got. So, yeah, some things require a bit more effort than just swiping. Be entertained. Short attention spans. My dogs have more focus than most human beings. Look at Freya, for example, in those woods. A rabbit just bounded. She's tracking that rabbit right now. Guarantee you that dog is going to spend, unless I get her home, going to spend a good 30 or 40 minutes stalking that rabbit, fixated on that rabbit, tracking it. Even Raven here, looking at her. She's digging. She's got her mind on something. She will stay focused on it longer than the average human being will stay focused on the average video. Now granted, my videos are not entertaining. I don't dazzle. I'm not a trained monkey doing things, right? So I'll flip this around. See my aging face here. And I don't know. I don't think I'll bitch at you guys anymore. I think what I'll do is just enjoy the sun and my dogs and talk about whatever pops in my fucking head. So, I guess I don't want to say I'm starved for good conversations. I teach English to a lot of foreign students. I teach online. And I have actually, on a regular basis, I have incredibly enriching conversations. So, conversations about wealth, about business, about politics, everything. Most of my clients tend to be very well off, very successful in tech, in business, manufacturing, excuse me. They are mostly from Europe, but in other parts of the world as well. We have incredibly insightful and good, rewarding conversations. Now, that all being said, I kind of like the idea of a little bit of the communities I'm involved with, sort of the pagan community, to have, I guess I'm kind of starved for more insightful conversations. Even some of my favorite channels where they got huge followings, there's some great ones out there, far better at explaining the history of their movements, their customs, rituals, what have you. They're fantastic, much better, and I would defer to them You know, I tell about my personal experiences and this little incarnation I'm in right now. Oh, look at that moon, by the way. Let me see if you guys can see this. Let's see. Yeah. Big bright moon. It's wonderful. I've been waiting for this fall weather forever. Been waiting forever. Anyway, so these other content creators make great stuff. Perfect for it. But I notice sometimes the conversations are limited. Some are good, but even though they might get a ton of comments, it's usually very basic or surface level comments. People don't really ask good questions, not usually. When I find a good one, I latch onto it and I love it. And also you get the mix of Christian zealots suddenly trying to give an impromptu sermon, in the middle of a pagan, middle of a pagan channel. Ridiculous stuff. The people who know the least about paganism, the absolute least, make some of the most vile and uninformed comments about it. It's great. So, anyway, I guess what I'm looking for is greater conversations. That's not really available. People don't seem to talk about that. What bothers me is people seem to be unconcerned that they are becoming weaker physically, weaker mentally. They are losing something very important within themselves. They cannot hold attention to things. They can't focus. And I'm not just talking about like intellectual studies, by the way. See, I'm not ADHD. This is all tied in. I'll tie into this. Take a look at the sun coming through there. Is that not perfect? Is that not great? Let me see if I can zoom in on this. See if I can do this. Maybe. There we go. Yeah, I love that. These little moments. I've got the moon. I've got my dogs. I've got the weather. Not too hot, not too cold. It's perfect. So, yeah. So, people don't seem to be concerned that their children, now my daughter's laughing, I'm not too worried about her. I took her and raised her in libraries, and yes, she uses technology. Yes, she uses TikTok. But she's not obsessed with anything. She reads a lot of books. She has a bookshelf loaded with books like I do. You cannot replace that classical learning with the slop that is on the internet nowadays. That doesn't cut it. Speaking of slop, I'm walking through mud and cow shit here. And I'm like, do people not worry about what's happening to their kids? And it's on such a large scale that we're looking at people who cannot focus, cannot think. They have no control of their emotions, by the way. Their emotional maturity is also stunted. And while I'm talking a lot of pagan themes here, this goes for the classical Western model, which included the Christian model as well in Western Europe. There goes little man. Look at that guy. He broke my train of thought, sorry, but I had to catch him. He's fast and funny. So, whether you look at it as the West, I contend that Christianity is not the West. That when Christianity embraced its old traditions, when it had the rebirth of pagan thought and philosophy, that's when it reached its pinnacle. That's what carried over into the Western Hemisphere as Americans. These things are so crucial, so important. These ideas, these concepts, these practices, it cannot be replaced by the quick fix. Oh, these dogs are amazing today. They are. Look at this light shining here, and look at Lily. She's like a little alligator. Just drinking that shitty water. What's wrong with you, dog? You having fun, puppy? Huh? You having a good time? Oh, do not jump on me. Hell no. You know, I'm looking at this water. It's so simple. And immediately I remember being a little kid. I was a little kid, about 7, 8 years old. I was way up in the mountains near Big Piney, Wyoming, of all places. Now, again, I'm not ADHD. I do tie my points in. I have a psychiatrist as a student, and she confirmed I'm not ADHD. That in fact I do carry my stories, and I tie them into the original point I'm making. So anyway, I grew up in Wyoming. I'm in the middle of nowhere. It's cold. There's creeks. There's streams. I can remember being a little kid near a marsh, not much different from this. Well, it's quite a bit different actually, more alpine. And I watched this little frog. I spent 2 hours studying this little frog. I was fascinated by it. It wasn't afraid of me. I held it. I looked at it. I saw the marsh, smelt the grass, smelt the stream, saw the snow around me in the summer, even though I was, I was in Wyoming in the summer in those mountains, it'll still snow on you. And anyway, I studied that little frog, every little detail of its skin. I immersed myself in that. Try to see how it feels and thinks, watch its movements, how it breathes. And I realize now there's probably not too many kids doing that. That they cannot, and what I mean is we quickly see something, categorize it, put it away, right? So we quickly dismiss things that bore us or that we consider to be unimportant. Like that little turtle. You see that turtle? Barely under the surface. By the way, here we get alligator snapping turtles too. That's kind of fun. So we are often very quick to dismiss those things we think are unimportant or insignificant or not relative to our current situation, where that might be. We're constantly looking to be distracted. I think we have trained the minds of young children and adults now to be continuously distracted. Will not hold attention onto attention alone. Some things require attention. Some things require study. Some things require deep thought that jumps from another subject to another, as long as it's related to that core thought. Spokes of a wheel, right? So, and human beings are getting increasingly less inclined to question things. Yeah, echo chambers are a problem with that as well. It's like a system is in place that makes it readily available, easy to be left. Sorry, this dog. Okay. We got these systems that make it very easy to be distracted. In fact, encouraged to be distracted. Let's see, I got my little puppy Raven. This is my little girl here. Oh, she's loving this shit. She loves this shit. Yeah, eating grass. I don't know what the fuck for. So, but these dogs are living, right? They're touching grass, literally. Oh, there's little man. I don't know what the hell he's doing. See, he looks like a fucking coyote, doesn't he? I'm like, shit. I said, if I have to shoot coyotes that are a threat, because coyotes will kill his ass, I gotta make sure he's not a coyote. I don't want to accidentally pop him. I'm getting too old and blind. I need to get a different optics for my rifle. So yeah. I'm just here ranting and bitching. And sorry if I'm not keeping on to it as well as I might usually do, but these dogs keep pleasantly distracting me in a pleasant way. Except for Raven. What the fuck does she eat? How do you do that, dog? The hell do you eat that for? You eating lettuce? The fuck? Yeah. These dogs, to me, have more sense, have more intelligence than most human beings I run into anymore. and that's a shame. So I guess I could leave this with a question of, what kind of person are you? You know, who are you? Are you someone who thinks deeply about things, asks questions, encourages dialogue? I love dialogue. Like I said, if those of you who speak to me, I greatly appreciate it. So, yeah, I'm on a slight rant here. I think I'm right, of course. I might seem mildly insulting to some of you. If I offend you, that's okay. Anyway, I will see you guys later. I'm going to enjoy these dogs. They keep distracting me. Bye.